Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to look at another game in the Pac family called Pac-Man Plus, and this was created by Bally Midway in 1982, and it's basically kind of a hack job of the original Pac-Man. I'm pretty sure Namco had nothing to do with this game, even though they're credited on the marquee. Well, you can't see it here, but it's there on the marquee. Oh, okay, yeah, I see it. But I think maybe Midway just put that there to acknowledge that Pac-Man is a creation of Namco, but Bally Midway just made a hack out of the original game. The boot-up system is similar too, but the palette of the maze is different. The color of the maze walls. In the original, they were blue, and in this one, they're like a light green or something, or a green-blue. Yeah. And there's some differences. It's weird, when Pac-Man eats an energizer, the ghosts get apple stems on their heads. And not always will all the ghosts turn blue or flash or whatever. Sometimes one ghost will have, or will not change at all. And also the prize in the middle of the screen, which all the prizes are different this time around, or almost all of them. The prize will turn the ghosts invisible and blue. We'll go ahead and get started here. But some of these changes were made to prevent patterns from being used, as they were in the original Pac-Man. Players learned to make patterns, and they would whip the game's butt that way. And so these changes were made to dissuade players from using the patterns. Oh, and I just missed the ability to use the prize, in this case a Coke can, to turn the ghosts invisible and blue. When the ghosts are invisible due to the prize being eaten, there we go, they are worth twice as much points. So the ghosts, instead of being 200, 400, 800, or 1600, they are 400, 800, 400, 800, 1600, and 3200. So, if you're good at getting the ghosts when they're invisible, then you can rack up some nice points on this game. But other than that, the rules of Pac-Man are the same. Eat all the dots per level, and the energizers. Use the energizers to turn the ghosts blue, or in this case, sometimes just 3 of them, because one might not change. And the second prize is a cocktail of some sort, I guess. There's the same amount of prize and order, I think, of the prizes. And once again, the last prize is 5,000, as in the original Pac-Man. On much further levels, if you're like really good at this game, the prize will not even turn the ghosts invisible or blue. They'll just change direction. Ah, thank you. Oh, that was dangerous. As in the original Pac-Man, it's often a good idea to follow... Oops, there we go, did get one. It's often a good idea to follow Clyde, because Clyde just kind of wanders around aimlessly much of the time. Doesn't try to follow you like the other ghosts do. And yeah, Pac-Man Plus... Oops, I don't know what happened there. Pac-Man Plus has the same cutscenes, intermission scenes as the original Pac-Man. There we go. And the ghost in the intermission, when they turn blue, they'll have the apple stem on their head. Yeah, little bit later on in the game, crap, Pinky screwed me up. Little bit later on in the game, the walls will turn invisible in the maze when you eat the prize. I was not crazy about this. A lot of Pac fans kind of enjoyed the little differences, but it was really basically the same Pac-Man except with the prize motif. Oh, I'm glad Inky went into the tunnel there. Ah, crap, I better let him go. Oh, that was close. Yeah, you saw there that Clyde was the one that did not change when I ate the prize. And again. But they will all change if you eat the prize in the middle. The energizer, not always. Sometimes it'll be just 3 of them that change. But again, later on in the levels, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, eating the prize will just make the ghosts reverse course, but that's way later in the game, and I did not get that far. Yeah, notice the different prizes. There is an apple, like in the first Pac-Man game. There's also a Coke can, there's a cocktail, there's pea pods. The highest prize, which is like the keys in Pac-Man, is a stack of pancakes, and that's 5,000 points. You know, if you watch the ghosts before you turn them invisible and blue, you can kind of guess where they'll be. They just reverse direction from where you last saw them. Whoa! And just beat that. And yeah, the same second cutscene. The ghost gets his suit caught on a nail, and rips it. And then the third intermission is the same. The ghost patched up his outfit and chases after you, and then he runs back and is dragging his suit behind him. And then that's the last intermission. It just repeats when you get to the intermission scene. No. Does not want to leave me alone. Yeah, this, for being such a hack job, this was actually fairly popular. There's an apple. But yeah, the basic gist of the game is the same. It's just the prize will make the ghosts invisible and turn blue, and then the energizers will not always make them all turn blue. Sometimes one will not change. I had a semi-pattern going, or at least to begin with, that helped me get sort of far in this game. Yeah, I'm not gonna catch him. Oh yeah, Clyde's not very smart, so he did not. I was able to follow him a little bit, and he did not turn a certain direction that would have guaranteed my death. I remember I used to watch the Pac-Man cartoon back in the early 80s. And it had the four ghosts plus Sue from Ms. Pac-Man. And Clyde seemed to be the smart one. And Blinky was kind of a wuss. It was kind of strange because I remember Blinky being the fast, tenacious one. And Clyde was kind of dumb. Ah, crap. He caught me. I'm not sure why. Maybe it'll fix itself in YouTube or something. But the screen's been kind of acting weird. After I recorded it, it's like skipping or flipping or something. Yikes. they changed back real quick now. Ah, crap. I just got too antsy and freaked out. If I had a joystick, I would have been able to control this game a little bit better. Oh, now we get the Namco Galaxian for a prize. We had grapes. And then a Galaxian, and then can't remember what comes next. You have like 2 of each thing, except unlimited ones when you get to the stack of pancakes, which is like the key in Pac-Man, and that's 5,000 points. Yeah, here the ghosts are almost too fast to be able to catch. And later on they won't change at all. They'll just reverse their direction. Whew, just got him in time. Aha! Crap. Oh well. Well, that's Pac-Man Plus by Bally Midway in 1982, and yeah, this was the beginning of the end for Namco and Bally Midway's partnership, because Bally Midway just ripped off Pac-Man with this game without Namco's consent. But Namco was probably contractually obligated to make a number of games to receive the Bally Midway license up till around like 84 or something, and that's when Namco stopped making games that could get the Bally Midway license. But yeah, this was the beginning of bad feelings for the companies, for Namco, I believe. But that's the next prize. You'll go after another Galaxian, from where I left off, and then you get toast, slices of bread, and then another slice of bread, and then from then on it's a stack of pancakes, and the pancakes is the top valued prize, and that's 5,000 points. And here's the final intermission. And yeah, it's just like from Pac-Man. The ghost loses his costume and he looks like a slug. But that was Pac-Man Plus by Bally Midway in 1982. Exciting, new. They just ripped off Pac-Man. Well, this is Crazy Climber 80 saying thanks for watching Pac-Man Plus by Bally Midway in 1982. And I will catch you later in the future with another video. Take it easy, folks. Bye-bye.